Is it possible to get every single move, from a blunder all the way to a brilliancy, in just one single chess game? Well, I want to find out.
Okay, first official game of the challenge. Here we go.
And while I played this first game, I'm only doing this because someone messaged me this picture. Apparently there's a secret achievement on chess.com called Master of Chaos, which you can only get by making every single possible move, from a blunder all the way to a brilliancy in one single chess game.
I'm just gonna sacrifice a random bishop in hopes that it's a brilliant move, because that's what we do here.
Now, I don't know if this achievement is real or not, but there's only one way to find out, and in just the first game, this happened.
Whoa, okay, we got a brilliant move that game. Wait, okay, I was actually right. Sacrifice my bishop was a brilliant move. Oh my goodness gracious.
Apparently that bishop sacrifice I made earlier was a brilliant move, but I didn't make any mistakes, which I needed to do in order to get the achievement.
Okay, this actually might be easier than I thought.
I actually had hope now that this secret achievement might actually be easier than I had first thought, but I was wrong, because I really just got lucky that first game, and in the next few games I didn't even come close to getting a brilliant move, or even any of the other moves that I needed.
I got 5 out of the 10 moves that I needed. This is not what we're looking for here, folks.
So I came up with a 3-step plan that I would use to complete this achievement. First, I needed to learn what a brilliant move actually was, since I don't even know why I got this. Second, I needed to figure out a way of consistently getting a brilliant move. And then lastly, I just needed to get every single one of these moves in one game. But things would be a little bit harder than I thought, because look at this game. I played pretty well, but not good enough to get a brilliancy and not bad enough to get a blunder. This happened a lot, so I knew something had to change. To complete the first step, I decided to actually learn what a brilliant move was. Apparently, a brilliant move is the best move that's hard to find even for a chess engine, or a strong sacrifice. It's also pretty rare, so I'm gonna have to sacrifice a lot of pieces in order to get this. So in the next game, I decided to put this idea into action. I began with a basic white girl opening, but I was able to line up my queen and bishop here, preparing to attack my opponent's king. After my opponent castled, I brought out my other bishop, and now his rook was basically trapped. After I completely violated his rook, I had an amazing attack on my opponent's king with a chance to get a brilliancy.
This might be a brilliancy. This might be. Maybe.
If my opponent now took my bishop with his knight, all I had to do was move my knight here, and that would be a bishop sacrifice for a checkmate. Undoubtedly a brilliant move. Unfortunately, my opponent saw this plan, but after a few more moves, I had the opportunity again. Except this time, there was no way this could be defended. All I had to do was go queen g1. The only move for white is to take with their knight, and then I move my knight here for the checkmate. This was my moment I had been training for. This was what all this had led up to. This was the I'm legally blind and I did not see that brilliant move. I want to jump off her bridge. It's okay though, because I didn't get a blunder to that game anyway, so it didn't really matter. I was making a lot of progress though. I now knew what I needed to do in order to get myself a brilliant move. The next step though might be a little bit more difficult. I had to figure out a way of getting a brilliant move consistently so that this wouldn't take 57 years to complete. So the next game, I put this into action. I would sacrifice my pieces as much as possible in hopes to get a brilliant move. This way I would either get a bunch of brilliancies or just blunder my queen. Oh, I blundered my queen. Okay then. Even though this plan was pretty risky and definitely not a good idea at all, I still stuck with it anyway. And maybe I was a little too excited to sacrifice my pieces because a few games later I did this. I sacrificed my entire rook for the greater good of humanity, and this was not a brilliant move. It was in fact just a blunder. However, this was the only plan I could think of to try to get a brilliancy. So a few games later, I began by blundering a pawn to the opening, and later into the game, I sacrificed my bishop in hopes of getting an attack along this file. I ended up getting my rook over there, and now I just needed to come up with a plan to get a brilliant sacrifice here. Whoops, I blundered my queen again, and also my rook, and got 0 brilliancies. Things were definitely not going well, and I thought maybe I just needed to play games normally, and let a brilliant move grow organically just as nature intended it. So the next game I began with my basic opening, not trying to force any sacrifices and just kind of playing normally. Nothing too crazy was happening until I saw a masterful scheme to backrank checkmate my opponent. I didn't sacrifice anything, but I thought maybe I might get a brilliant move here. I barely won that game, and when I checked the analysis, I saw this.
Oh, we got everything besides the brilliant. Okay, we just need to do the same exact thing except get a brilliant.
Letting a brilliant move happen organically was definitely not the answer. I needed to sacrifice something early on at the opening to force a brilliant move, then play out the game for a long time so that I would have a much higher chance of getting all these other moves. And with that plan in mind, I loaded into this game where I played the England Gambit, already planning on playing the Intercontinental Ballistic Missile Gambit, which guarantees a brilliancy. And if you don't know what that opening is, well, you're about to see it. My opponent did not take my pawn on d6, which they normally do, but I wasn't giving up this easily. A few moves later, I saw my opportunity to launch my Intercontinental Ballistic Missile. I took on e5, opening up my queen. Now all I needed to do was get rid of this knight from defending that queen. And that's all I needed.
Brilliant moment, guys. Brilliant moment. Oh my goodness gracious. He takes with his king, we take his queen. Free real estate, as they say in my continent. Okay. I mean, that has to be a brilliant, I think. So let's just try to get all the other moves, eh?
I sacrificed my bishop, an undoubtedly brilliant move, and now the king has no option but to take it, giving me this completely free queen. This was definitely 100% money back guarantee a brilliant move, so now I just needed to get all these other moves, which I thought would be pretty easy.
I'm not sure if we've got a blunder yet, so let's just blunder our queen just to be safe. It feels weird to say that, but I mean, I have to do it. Okay, we got the win. Let's see if we got all the moves. I mean, I had to have a brilliant there, I think.
I believed I had made every single move and gotten the achievement, but after looking at the analysis...
What? I had 2 brilliant moves, but no mistakes and no... Oh my god.
I had gotten not 1, but 2 certifiable USD first edition brilliant moves, but no blunders and no mistakes. I literally blundered my queen on purpose. How is that even possible? I have no idea. But what I do know is that I made this community post, and when we reach 50k subscribers, I'm doing whatever the top comment on that post says. We're super close to 50,000, so if everyone watching this subscribes, we'll get there in like a day at most. This might be either really good or really bad, but back to the video. Now I had figured out a way of basically guaranteeing myself a brilliant move. It might be rare to actually get this opening, but I knew that I was super close. All I needed to do was just do the exact same thing, except play a little bit worse at the end. I tried to do that in this game, but lost, and got everything besides a brilliant move.
I got everything besides a brilliant. Okay, I made 10 mistakes. That's not healthy.
The next game, the same exact thing happened.
I got every move besides a brilliant. How did I only get 1 book move?
Depression was closing in, but in just the next game, this happened. Okay, we're getting it here no matter what the cost, right? I started with a very basic opening, except me being desperate for a brilliant move, I did this. Okay, this may not be a brilliant move, but it's either a blunder or a brilliant, so we're getting 1 either way. I don't think anyone should play with this mindset, but I was determined to make the best of my situation, so I tried to just attack the black king as much as possible. Okay, I'm liking my position, I am enjoying it, I am romantically attracted to it, as they say in my country. My sanity was slowly leaving me, but this position was pretty good. Ooh, okay, free fork here. This is what we like to see, guys. This is what we enjoy seeing. Okay, look, you might think I should take his rook, but we need the miss move, the little miss icon, so I'm not going to take it. Instead, we're just gonna do this. I knew this miss move was something you could only get by missing a winning move, so I hoped I would get it by not taking this rook. After shuffling around our pieces a bit more, I moved my bishop over here to force the enemy king into further danger and also in front of his knight. Now the king was trapped over here where I could easily attack it with all my pieces. And then I saw a move that was quite spectacular.
Potential brilliancy. We sacrifice a rook, bing, take with queen, knight here, chilling, bing chilling, we get a free queen.
I sacrificed my rook for a knight in hopes to get this fork, which I thought would definitely be a brilliant move. The only issue is that the king can just take my rook, and then I would fork nothing. Fortunately for me though, my opponent was just as bad as I was, and my plan worked perfectly. Okay. I now had what I thought was every single move in chess in one single game. Except this rook sacrifice, which I thought was a brilliant move, wasn't actually. But after promoting to a knight and rook and winning the game, I checked the analysis and saw this.
Oh my gosh, guys, we got it. Whoa, that looks so, okay, every single one of these we got. That is a beautiful sight to behold. Oh, that was brilliant. I didn't even know that was brilliant. Oh my goodness gracious.
Just like the first game I played in this challenge where I had sacrificed my bishop not knowing that it was a brilliant move, the same exact thing had happened in this last game. I sacrificed my bishop not even knowing that it was a brilliant move, but this time I had completed the challenge. All 3 steps had been completed, I had gotten every single move in chess, and I didn't get the achievement. Yeah, this thing here is fake. But what's not fake is this video where I literally played every single chess variant that I could find, so go watch that if you want.